Hey there, guys. So today we have another review, and this is Elysian's The Great Pumpkin. This is, I believe, one of the top 15 on Beer Advocate's pumpkin ales, and it comes in at 8%. It's Imperial pumpkin ale, and it's actually slightly elusive. Actually, wasn't able to find it until recently, so excited to finally dig into this beer. So the beer comes in nice kind of a hazy kind of orange color, really gorgeous stuff. Almost looks like a sweeter kind of double IPA. Let's get the aroma. Wow. I get a nice rush of just pumpkin flesh, pumpkin candy, a good amount of that vanilla and spice sweet and sweetness too. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon, but it's mostly that kind of brighter kind of aroma. So maybe something like anise and clove. Cheers. On the palate, it is pretty spicy. Not as pumpkin flavored as the aroma was suggesting. Yeah, big rush of cinnamon in front, bitter nutmeg on the mid palate. It dries out again aggressively of cinnamon, allspice, all those like earthy kind of fall spices. It is a very spice-forward beer. Not too much sweetness behind it. Not alcoholic at all. It's just certainly it actually leans more towards pumpkin in my mind than it leans towards Schlafly or whole hog. Yeah, it just has that bitterness of the spices, so it's pretty interesting in that sense. A sipper, more of a dessert kind of pumpkin ale, not really that kind of balanced kind of everyday kind of pumpkin ale, but very good stuff. For me, this gets a 91. Pretty good stuff. Slightly disappointed because it is a really aggressive spice bomb, but it is really well balanced and really well crafted. So anyway, talking about pumpkin beer, someone commented that in pumpkin beers, pumpkin is actually used more for a mouthfeel experience, and the spices are really what come through on the flavor. And I believe that's certainly an interesting comment. Flavor is quite subjective, and what people pick out from a beer are going to be very varied depending on the person's palate. I will say though, the spices just make sense to me in my mind of tasting like pumpkin. Some beers are certainly just taste more like pumpkin than something else. The same kind of spices used in pumpkin pie and apple pie, the pumpkin pie and apple pie use similar spices, but somehow pumpkin ales taste more like pumpkin than they taste like apple pie. It's not just the fact that the spices are there is what really the flavor profile is. And what I'm thinking is that, what is in something does not necessarily mean you'll taste it. In the sense that, an IPA might have grapefruit and orange flavors. That doesn't mean there's actual grapefruit and orange in there. A bourbon barrel aged stout might have coconut and vanilla from that bourbon and bourbon character, and that's from the barrel and all these and the charred oak offering that flavor. It's not that they're throwing in vanilla and coconut into a bourbon barrel aged beer, not always. And what that is because what you're using offers chemical compounds and offers flavors that sort of mimic what we know as what an orange tastes like or what vanilla tastes like. And so it does not necessarily mean that you have to have something in the product for it to taste like that. Something like a candy, a banana or cherry candy, it tastes like the fruit, but it doesn't necessarily mean they actually put the fruit in there. They've found a chemical compound that has similar notes, and in our mind it triggers that kind of flavor and memory. So with pumpkin beers, I imagine it's the spices and maybe it's just the pumpkin they're using that it sort of offers this memory of this tastes like pumpkin pie, it tastes like pumpkin candy, it tastes like that pumpkin soup I had the other day. But it's all quite subjective, and it's up to you what you think you taste in something. So until next time, guys, cheers. It's always fun talking about palates and taste and all that good stuff, and enjoying a pumpkin beer. Later.